You're watching Black and White Sports on YouTube. We give you the uncensored reality of the sports world. Let's get into today's segment. All right, team. As you know, the Indiana Fever recently scored a major victory against the Atlanta Dream, advancing them to the WNBA playoff semifinals. A recurring theme this entire season, highlighted again in that game, has been the shockingly poor quality of the WNBA's officiating. It's become a running joke. The referees consistently allow players to be physically battered. Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, the list is long, with many ending up on the sidelines looking worse for wear. On a related note, Chloe Peterson confirmed that even if Caitlin Clark were healthy, she couldn't return to play right now. Just putting that out there. It seems Scott Agnes was mistaken about that, wasn't he? I can't seem to find that post anymore either. This brings us to Caitlin Clark. After the big win, she posted on social media, stating that the referees weren't able to prevent their victory. "Refs couldn't stop us," she wrote, shouting out the Indiana Fever's bench. Well, it turns out Clark was fined for that comment, folks. It's hard to believe. The league officially fined Caitlin Clark $200 for her "Refs couldn't stop us" post on Instagram after the Fever's second playoff win. I have a feeling she might get fined again. I'm just saying. This move is also a hilarious act of defiance towards the WNBA. Seriously, with all the nonsense happening, they fine someone $200 for this? It's laughable. She even added, "Bench mob will be even more rowdy tomorrow. Let's go." We know how this works because Sophie Cunningham has explained the rules. Criticize the referees anywhere, social media, interviews, even if you mumble it in the shower, and the league will track you down to issue a fine. Yet they refuse to address the core issue and improve the abysmal officiating in this league. It's all such a farce that even Sophie Cunningham is making light of it. She shared the news and joked, "That's really going to break the bank for her. Starting a GoFundMe now." You've got jokes, huh? Well, I'd contribute to that fund. We'd all chip in for Clark's fine, and for Sophie's too, since she also gets penalized for her TikTok posts. They both have our backing. It seems Clark is now receiving the same harsh treatment from the league that Cunningham has. What is the WNBA's problem with this team? The answer is simple. The league is acting foolishly. It's unbelievable how they're making an example out of her. She's their most valuable player, and they're still treating her terribly. Speaking of treatment, Aaliyah Boston was recently discussing Clark's arrival on Sue Bird's podcast. I keep seeing people argue that the Fever are doing just fine with their current point guards, implying they don't need Clark. But let's remember they had the first overall pick just last season, meaning they were the league's worst team. Boston and Kelsey Mitchell were on that losing squad. It's great to support your teammates, but why does it have to come at the expense of Caitlin Clark? That's my question. Also, let's not forget the team was 8-5 with Clark in the lineup. Without those 8 wins, they wouldn't even be in the playoffs. Has anyone considered that? Here's what Boston said on the podcast, reflecting on the 2023 Final Four. It's always weird when you're used to competing against someone. She told a story about seeing Clark later and saying, "I'm really upset that you did what you did in that Final Four game." She was referring to when Clark's Iowa Hawkeyes defeated Boston's undefeated South Carolina Gamecocks. Clark put up a stunning 41 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. I was like, "You didn't have to do all that. You didn't have to go for 40 on our dome," Boston said. "But after that, it was cool because obviously now we're on the same team, so you don't have to worry about that." So they were just joking about their college rivalry. Sure, the Gamecocks have been a dominant force, but they didn't win the title that year, did they? Just pointing that out. Returning to the fines, imagine being the WNBA. You'd think the league would just accept the criticism quietly for once. But instead, they publicly announce they've fined their biggest, most prominent superstar. It's a bizarre strategy. This league is a circus. As I mentioned before, the analytics now show Sophie Cunningham as the third biggest star in the W, so the league repeatedly fines both her and Caitlin Clark, the very players driving viewership. It's a complete joke. Let me know your thoughts. Peace out. See you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Catch us again next time on Black and White Sports.